last game before the break squeak. And obviously, Sunwolves, first time you're playing them.
Yeah, yeah. I think it's been great to have them in the competition, and first time they're playing in Canberra, so it's exciting to be involved in that. And I think we've seen over the last couple of weeks that they're being very competitive, and we know they're going to be tough tomorrow.
Yeah, a couple of the guys have said that you can't write them off. They had that draw against the Stormers, and then obviously, almost a fight back last time as well. Is it something you've had to watch a lot of their tape, or are they a bit unpredictable?
Yeah, well, they certainly do like to attack, and I think when you come to this stage in the season, you've always got a bunch of teams who are still capable of making the finals, and then maybe a bunch that aren't. So they're always dangerous, those games, So they've got nothing to lose. They're going to come out and play good tough footy, and we know we need to play really well to win the game. So it's about for us getting our game right.
How much of an unknown quantity are they? Do you know a great deal about them?
Well, I guess we've seen them play over the competition so far. So I think they do like to play from anywhere on the field, and particularly their halves are very dangerous. Both their halfbacks run really well, and Tusi Pisi, their 5'8", he played really well. I thought he was probably the best player on the field last week. So he's a dangerous player.
I think last time I checked, the odds were $1 in favour of you guys. Is it hard to kind of shake off that ridiculous favouritism when you go into a game like this?
Look, I think any game you're expected to win is dangerous, because you need to. It's very easy, particularly for young players, to fall into that false sense of security and get a bit complacent. So, the challenge is during the week to make sure that our preparation is at a really high standard, and that we go into the game knowing that we've got to play really well and not worry too much about the other team.
Do you guys go into this one knowing that you've got to play a fair bit yourself, knowing that bonus points are going to be crucial probably by the end of the competition?
I think we've got in that trap before of talking about it a lot before the game, and you go out there and it probably weighs heavily on you out there. So we've got a plan in place that we want to execute throughout the game, and if we do that, the rest of the stuff will fall into place.
Do you feel like you put a bit of momentum back in the season over the past couple of wins?
I think any time you string a few wins together is really good, and we had to win the last two games, to stay alive. So it's still very tight, particularly in our conference. So we need to keep winning. So, but it's a challenge of how much you talk about winning and results and things like that, as opposed to how you prepare and the process of playing well. So we've tried to focus on the latter more this week.
The Wallaby squad, changing hats just for a second, Wallaby squad named yesterday. What did you make of that 39-man squad? A few surprises in there?
I think it's good to have that number of players up there in the Sunshine Coast for our camp, so we can get a lot of work done up there. Essentially, we'll have 2 full teams training, and we'll be able to do a fair bit. So I think the time is right for new players to come into the squad. There's certainly some older guys that have moved on and aren't involved anymore, but and also guys in Europe who aren't playing in this series. So it's a great opportunity for the young players and some older guys who are in there for the first time to get a taste of that opportunity. And it's up to us now as senior players to make sure that is a special experience for them.
I was going to say, there are fresh faces in there, aren't there? Experienced fresh faces, but also look at a guy like Joe Powell too. It's a good mix there. Yeah,
that's right. And I think any player like Joe who gets his first call to a Wallaby team or a camp, it's a great occasion. I remember I hadn't played a lot of Super Rugby when I got my first experience in the Wallaby environment, and it's a great experience, and this is only the start for him now. So he's got an opportunity to go there into camp and make a big contribution.
Confident he can make that step up, because he's played 7 games off the bench, 60 minutes sort of thing of Super Rugby.
Yeah, well, I guess the coaches have seen enough in that time to think that he can make a difference at the next level. So, and part of that journey is being in that environment and learning about what it's like and what it's about, and for him becoming a better player. So, I know he's got the attributes. He's a good, tough player. He's a really good kid, and he's been learning the whole time. So, he'll continue that when we go into camp.
Have you had a chat with him over the last 24 hours? Has he come down off cloud 9 yet? Or?
I think he's been on the phone most of the time since from what I've seen. So he was pretty stunned, I think, as he said yesterday, to receive the email from Czech, like everyone else. And I think Bernie had to pull him in and tell him that it wasn't a G up. So that's a great thing. You know, it's happened before in the Wallabies. Guys are picked from you know, maybe second grade or whatever it might be. You know, going back a while now, but those stories have been there the whole time, and that's one of the great things about rugby.
Isn't it good, like, you know, I know we always talk about separating tests and Super Rugby, and you know, the focus is always winning for the Brumbies, but is it a good boost at this time of year for guys in the Brumbies like Rory Arnold, Allen getting their first caps, Joey, then you've got Michael Dowsett who's getting his first start for the year, and Ruan and that sort of thing? Like, it's just a bit of excitement around the place?
Oh, I think so. There's something to look forward to in June. And certainly there's a great opportunity for the guys involved there, and it's exciting. But I think we need to firmly focus on the game tomorrow and not look too far ahead. And it is difficult. Obviously, we're going to camp on Sunday, so squad announced yesterday. So we're right in the middle of all that. But that's one of the challenges, and I guess once again comes back to the guys that have been there and done it before to make sure that doesn't distract the team.
Is it a danger for the focus with the squad being announced yesterday?
Well, I guess you say that after the game, don't you? So you'd like to think not, and it is what it is. This is the time of year where it all sort of gels into one, particularly having a break in Super Rugby and then coming back again. So it's just one of the things that happens, and you just got to deal with it.
But Sunwolves pack went full of internationals, Japanese internationals, Korean internationals, US internationals. It's not going to be an easy thing out there at all.
No, not at all. They're really strong in the set piece. They're got some really dynamic players in their forward pack. So we know they're going to try and play, and their work rate's really good. So it's going to be a big test, as it is every week.